Okay, first of all, for question 9A, again, if you know, okay, if you actually already know how to calculate the answer, then you can basically, okay, straightforward write down the answer without any step because the question word is write down the value of x. Now, and then this time, how can you find x? You can think in this way. Because based on the cumulative frequency below 14.5 is phi. So that's why we know that in all the data here, only 3 people lower than 14.5. And then that mean, okay, A actually will be equal to phi. And then now what is the meaning about commutative frequency? X actually is mean I have X people lower than 19.5. And after I find out A actually equal to phi, and then in order to smaller than 19.5, there are only two group will be smaller than 19.5. That is the first and the second row. And then that's why X actually will be equal to phi plus 9, and which means 12. Okay. And then now you need to find out the mean, okay, the mean of the distribution. Okay, in order to find out the mean of the distribution, you need to have some concept about the class mark. But before we talk about the class mark, we better to find out for all the group, all the row, what are their frequency actually is. Now we have A already. A is actually equal to phi, so we can erase A. But we still have another unknown B. Then what is actually B? You can do actually from another direction. Based on the commutative frequency, the number smaller than 29.5, you can see is 20. So that's why in total, there are 20 people, okay, for the survey. That means the total number of data is 20. And then because in the frequency table, that means the left-hand side table, we know that 3 row out of 4 row. So the last number, that means the letter B, okay, should be equal to 20. That is total number, minus the other phi group, which means 9 phi and another phi. So that's why in our part B, we can write down B should be equal to the total number of data, 20, minus the rest of phi row, which means 9 and another 2 phi. And then eventually, B should be equal to 5. Okay, after I find out what is A, what is B, then on the left-hand side, all the information of the table is completely found. And then how can we find out, okay, the grouping data, the mean of the grouping data? Because now you should understand one thing is, in every row, we never know that the data exactly is equal to 10, 11, 12, 13. We never know actually what is the data. So we will try our best to find the representative, okay, of the group. And then that representative for the group is actually called class mark. And then the meaning about class mark is very easy. It's just the middle between the class. Just like for the first group, the so-called class mark, okay, is actually the beginning together with the ending divided by 2. And then that's why the result should be 12. And then this class mark, 12, I will use it for represent all the data in the row 1, in the group 1. And then similar idea, I quickly use the green color to write down all of their class mark. First group, the class mark should be 12. Second group, the class mark, okay, actually should be 17. And then will be 22. Finally, the last group, the class mark should be 27. After I know all of their class mark, then I can just do the mean. The mean actually will be equal to class mark 12 times the frequency phi plus the second class mark 17 times 9, and then so on and so on. And after you find out the total of all data, you need to divide by the number of data. Here, the number of data, just like what we discussed before, is 20. And then that's why the mean should be equal to 19. And then that's the answer for part B. Okay, and that's supposed to be, because this is section A only, the last question will be quite easy. And then what is the question asking in the last question, last part? Find the probability, the time taken to complete 3 km race by random selected a student is less than 19.5 minutes. Oh, how many people is smaller than 19.5 minutes? If you take a look about the commutative frequency table, actually part A, x, the letter x equal to 12, that x, that 12 is exactly the meaning, less than 19 minutes. So in part A, we already know that, there are 12 people. They are less than, that means they spend the time less than 19.5. So that's why the probability in part C is actually equal to the thing I want. What is the thing I want? The time less than 19.5, which means 12, divided by total number, 20. And then this is the answer. But don't forget, for probability, because the answer is a fraction, so that's why you need to do some simplification if you can do. Just like this time, you can simplify both of them, the top and the bottom, by 4. And then that's why the answer finally should be equal to 3/5. And then that's the answer for part C. And then that's all the thing.